Like I said, I've got your stream pulled up on my phone, Logan. And any comments you miss?
That's fine. It's no problem.
Someone you know, right?
Right?
Like I said, I've got your stream pulled up on my phone, Logan. And any comments you miss?
That's fine. It's no problem. All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the EvilCast, episode 2. We got myself, yours truly. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Chris, but it's me, Big of a Gaming, locked and loaded with another EvilCast. I have over here once again my two co-hosts. Go ahead, Linda, whenever you're ready.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Right, so we have Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, and then we have my good friend Charles, of SpiritWolfGaming. What's going on today, Charles?
Good evening, Big Evil. How you doing, Senor?
Doing very good. Thanks for asking. So we are going to be having Phil Twerpin and William Armstrong as well. They're just running a little bit late, so there's no problem with that. And they can go ahead and join whenever they have the time. So, guys, as you know, it's going to be random game talk, random talk, all out fun. If anybody has questions, anything that they want to add in on chat, you're more than welcome to. There's going to be completely uncensored, uncut, unedited, just whatever spills out as is tradition here in Big Evil Gaming. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie into the first topic. So, as we all know, is that they're going to be having an upcoming press release for the PlayStation 5 on June 4th. So the question that I kind of want to ask you guys, and we're going to start, again, as is tradition, we do have a lady in the presence, so ladies are going to be able to go first here. Linda, what is your thoughts of the upcoming PS5 press release on June 4th, and what do you hope to see?
I know it's not going to be full on a lot. Too many people expect too much from press releases. I'm just going to probably see possibly maybe a couple games, featured. It's not going to be a lot. And then just to look at maybe a little bit of gameplay is what I'm predicting. I hope to see at least a couple games, like what's going to be the launch titles, so I can be hyped for that. And I want to see at least something to do with the tech as far as like what is expected, how much memory we're going to get. So I know if I need to buy a Seagate out of the, day one box just to keep my games going, because probably PS5 games are going to be really hefty with the memory.
Oh, definitely. I know there's a lot of PS4 games now that are just absolutely huge. One comes to mind, Red Dead Redemption 2, which is one of my personal favorites. They had to release 2 discs. One of them was just to get the update on there, which is absolutely incredible. So
yeah, they're talking about Last of Us 2 being available for PS5, and it's gonna have 2 discs for PS4. Is what I'm hearing.
Jesus.
Well, said The Last of Us possibly being talked about. I confirm it now because I've done my research and my homework. The new Madden for this year that's be coming out in August, that is possibly going to be displayed with the PS5 coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also heard that as well. I know a lot of people were kind of mad about EA, renewing the license there with Madden as well too. I don't know what that's all about, but
well, most people are sick and tired of EA's glitches per se, and as they like to call it, the Tom Brady's or the Stevie Wonders, according to Madden players. But most of the players that do play Madden, they would like ESPN to take over instead of EA for some reason.
Which I don't know why they would want ESPN to do that.
I mean, in a way, with me, I would much rather have EA handle it than I would 2K, because we all know what happened with the the WWE fanatic and everything going on with that. They pretty much shut down 2K there. But I would rather much have EA do it. In my opinion, EA's done it right for how many years, folks? So I would rather have EA on the horn doing it than I would anybody else, to be quite honest.
I would just like for Madden to stop doing the yearly thing. If you're not gonna do a massive update, it's getting to the point where it's just like how many Maddens are we gonna get before they finally just fix the issues from a previous game and work on that and make that the solid game that we've wanted from day one?
Exactly.
Because after a point, how many consoles has he been on? And each console has had always a glitch, always an issue, and it's just repetitive. Literally, it's just maybe a little bit an upgrade, a roster change, and that's it. And then now they introduced, DLC and loot boxes and stuff like that to most EA games, and that's another reason why they're angry at EA for having a lot of the franchises, because EA is always like wanting to, let's get as much cash as we can out of people. It's like I don't really want that, like we don't need Madden skins.
Right.
We don't need that. We just need solid gameplay. If I throw the ball,
You're
I see
hoping
the
to
game
catch it,
going in.
right?
It depends on the,
You throw the
what you're
ball
playing.
to catch it.
I'm
Well,
hoping there's no glitch either. That when you throw the ball, it doesn't glitch, and then it happens to somebody, like midway running and they wrong. That's another thing that always frustrated me with certain games for Madden is the person would just run, not the route that they're supposed to run. Like,
right.
why is it that I picked that route and then you don't run that route? That's another issue I had with a couple games. Not every game, not every year, but every now and then I would just be like, ugh. And then I remember why I didn't buy every year. And that's another thing with any sports game. It's just like we don't need a new sports game every year. I would prefer every couple years where they get, like 1 year is like an actual, like the original rosters. And then maybe, like if you're going to do every year, do it where it's like a Hall of Fame edition where you get a Hall of Fame team, Doug Flutie. Give me something, because Doug Flutie made his own game. But
Yeah.
nobody talks about that. It's like
That's true.
he made a game and it's on PS4. Nobody's talking about Doug Flutie game, and it's actually pretty decent. It's not the worst game in the world, and it's something that if everybody would have bought, we could have seen, like Doug Flutie too. We could have been like how the Genesis was back in the day, where you had multiple actual athletes making sports games, and they were going through the console generations, and you got to see, all of it. Like, give me something other than just a bunch of coaches. I not knocking Madden. I'm just saying after a while, when are we going to stop making every year and just focus on making patches and fixing issues from the previous year so that I can play a game. And what irritates me even more is if you're wanting to play a game and you're like, you know what, I want to platinum the game. I can't platinum most sports games because they require online play. That right
Yep.
there shouldn't be a feature if you're gonna just ditch every year. Because then I can't platinum it because I go back and I'm like, oh, I have to be online. Well, screw that platinum. I guess I'm not gonna get that. But if I wanted to play something and like I'm really enjoying this year and I'm having a great time with the roster, I can't platinum it because it's online. Then it should be not a feature. It should just be an optional, like, DLC or something like that, where it's a subsection to it where you can get those trophies for that, but you platinum it if you get the what's in game. That's another thing that I've had an issue with too.
Linda, realize that the talk about this year's game leading into the possible re-release of the new college football games that they want to put back out into the market. And with that being said, everything you say is very true, but another game that was fairly decent in a way was Quarterback Club, if you remember that for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was
Where
like
you could
a
do,
short-lived game.
yeah, but with that one, you could also do the skills competition and stuff like that. Today's NFL player in game sync wise, they want to feel like they're really in the game. And they haven't felt that way in a long time.
Right.
Another good franchise game used to be a Game Breaker. You remember the Game Breaker series?
I remember that. It was innovative for its time, but there was a lot of things that was wrong with that game too, though.
Well, with every game, there's something that's always wrong.
Right,
Yes.
right.
and you can't always fix something like that. But with what's going on now with sports games in general, the average gamer that is playing a sports game, they want to feel like they're really in there. And what I'm hoping, PS5s and the graphics and everything like that, you get that sense and that feeling like you're that running back or that quarterback throwing the long touchdown pass, or you're hitting that home run, you hear the crack of the bat the moment you hit the ball, per se.
Me, I kind of hope that there is more like fluid motion with it. And one thing that really drives me crazy is just long ass loading times. Like that is one thing that is just drives me up a wall. And I know they kind of like dance the line of it a little bit, but I kind of hope that like the need for the loading screens isn't as bad as it has been in the past. That's kind of what I hope. And then backwards compatibility is coming through as well. And
We're not gonna get. I was okay with backwards compatibility.
David, if you want to jump in, I could definitely hit you up, bro.
It's not gonna happen. I mean, like, it's not gonna happen because everybody quiet. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we're doing it because it should be an added feature. It's just like, well, everybody's complaining. Everybody wants to buy the new console, but they're 50-50. You know, let's just throw in 100 games. And it's like, you shouldn't do it just because we're complaining. You should want to do it because that could add to the market value of your console. You know what I mean? Like, I can go grab a ton of PS1 games, go have my PS5 games next to my PS4 games, and just like throw everything together and have a couple PS2 games and just like bounce back and forth and see what they did to upgrade it and everything like that. And it's getting to the point where it's just becoming where it's like,
Right.
I'll just go grab my old console because I'm tired of going to look at the list and see which game is available and which is not, because I keep forgetting. It's just not worth my time. It's just like, I have my Xbox 360 Slim. I'm just gonna go throw that in there. So hopefully one day we do get one console where it's just like, okay, you know what? We're gonna just pay every company that we can and get more than 100. It seems like 100 is always the starting number for every single backwards compatibility, like for Microsoft and Sony. Like a good number. Let's just start with 100, and it's like, how about 500? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
and it's not. I don't mind if it's just like 500 PS4 games. I'm saying like 500 total games.
Yeah.
From PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4. Start off with that. I mean, like, some of the heavy hitters from PS1, some of the heavy hitters from PS2 and PS3 and PS4. Like, give me enough to where I go, wow, okay, that's cool. Because when we first started with, it was Xbox 360 for Microsoft, and it was just 100 barely. And it's like, you know what? I want more. And then they started going, oh, you guys want more, really? And then they started slowly introducing one or two Xbox original, and then it's like, oh, that's doing really well. The gameplay is really doing well. You could see that most people are not playing the original, like, intended games, Xbox One games. Most people are playing Xbox 360 and they're playing the Xbox original, and it's like, that's a good statistic. Why don't you add more? And then they're adding more, but it's like Sony's not learning from that. It's like, well, we don't need that. We got a lot of heavy hitters that are coming for the PS5. Well, I haven't seen anything, and I'm not gonna buy day one if I only have one game. I'm just gonna keep my PS4 and then wait for a couple good games and a sale, and then I'll buy the PS5. But if you throw backwards compatibility into the mix, I'm more inclined to buy it day one and get it with that.
And I would be too. I definitely would be. With that, are you wanting like a streaming service as well, kind of like with PlayStation Now, only better, or like just included on the system, Linda?
I want, if you're having a disc slot for PS5, which I can see from some of the mock-up renderings, there's a disc slot. That tells me that you can add the firmware to read every disc from PS4 backwards to the beginning. So for me, what irritated me was the fact that Sony did have the firmware in there in the PS4 for PS3, PS2. That tells me that they were thinking about it and they're like, yeah, scrap it. It's gonna be too much money. It's like, no, it's not. I know you
It
guys
would
are
have been
selling enough
beneficial in the
consoles,
end.
but it would be a better seller. You're like, well, no. I've had people, all the time be like, nah, they don't need to even worry about it. But to me, say something happens down the line where Microsoft goes, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give you 1,000 titles for the new console. The power is so good. 12 teraflops. I'll give you 1,000 Xbox original and Xbox 360 games.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna think about it and change their mind a little bit about Xbox. Because for me, I'm being real, I'm probably not gonna buy another Xbox because of the fact that I don't play a lot of Xbox One games. And that was what really kind of went,
Exactly, David. Exactly. They did have it in there. And then they just canceled it out.
Hold on now. Linda, I have to object to some of the comments. With today's modern console and all these minis that you can mod and do whatever you want to do with them, I understand that everybody wants the big name titles and all that for their console, but why should a company like Microsoft or Sony say, hey, we're just going to throw out all of our big titles when we have these minis here that already have them on there?
Let me add into that. I just want to say one thing to that, Charles, that'll kill that. Because what is the main thing that companies like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, what is the one thing that drives them more than anything, Charles?
I know, it's greed and money.
Money.
I get that.
And if they were to do that with their heavy hitters and their big games, think of how much revenue that would bring in, even though they have come out with the minis and stuff like that before. But think about how much more people that do retro gaming, people that like modern gaming, people that haven't played games in forever. Like, I'm a huge fan of Earthbound. They have that on the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo Mini, and that game just loose is like almost $300, bro. Just think about that.
All that, Logan, and I get the fact it is money and greed that process.
Look at Nintendo. Nintendo is doing that now, where on the Switch, I pay a maintenance fee of $20, and I can play about 20 or 30 old titles from, NES and Super NES, and I don't have to have the original hardware.
Although most of the games that they have on there,
I don't have a TV that has the hookup anymore for my NES. If I don't have a TV, I'm not gonna go buy a CRT. I don't have the space.
Right.
I live in an apartment complex that I would have to go up a flight of steps every time I move, so I don't want to be dealing with that. So I appreciate the fact that I don't care. I'll pay the maintenance fee for having to deal with, okay, and it's chump change to me because yes, and I'm being honest, I do sometimes go grab an NES cartridge and throw it into my clone console because I want to just change it up and I want to play it that way. But for me, I have no problem with, doing a maintenance fee. Like, and if they were to do that, like, hey, do you guys want to poll? If you want to do, Sony or Microsoft say to us, like, we will do that, but it's a maintenance fee. I'll pay the maintenance fee. Already am paying for SN. Just up it a little bit more, like $10, $20. And then you get to choose so many titles that will always stay on your thing as long as you pay the maintenance fee. I'll do that. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. The only thing that I have an issue with, is like Microsoft hasn't done really a mini console. Yeah. So I don't have like anything for them, but Sony, you can't really hack certain games because the PS2 titles aren't working on an emulator. Exactly. Allow us to be able to just like put our disc in and play it. I would prefer that better because then I can just pay the maintenance fee, keep that going, and they could upgrade the graphics a little bit, which I
Exactly.
would love.
Yeah.
Like, because they can actually do it. They have the technology and they have the know-how and they have the little tech people that can fix it and make it work better for me, and I would appreciate that. And yeah, I understand that, I hear what you're saying, Spirit, about like some people are just like, I'm not really big about that. And it's like, well, that's always been a thing for me for when I had my PS2 and the original PS3s, where I was really debating about getting a PS3. But then when I heard that the next gen after that was not backwards compatible, I was like, well, what happens if all those ones fail? Those backwards compatible ones fail. I was like, well, I'll switch over to the Xbox 360. And that really did make a factor in my decision. So I don't know. And there's the casual gamers that are like probably thinking what I'm thinking, like, well, I already have, this console. I'll just get the other new one.
Right.
But there's the other gamers that are like, I really want backwards compatibility thrown in one time. Just give it to me one time,
Exactly.
please.
And we kind of did dabble in this a little bit, but what the question is, what games do we want to see at launch for the PS5, or the Xbox? The Xbox Scarlet as well. What do you guys think you want to see at launch for game titles for either console?
I want Silent Hill. I want Silent Hill so bad. I've heard rumors going around. Give me Silent Hill. And I'm hoping that it's like the original, that they're not changing it, because the playable demo was so good. It really creeped me out. It was one of the like better horror games, and that was just like a few. Hoping that the teams get together, they bury the hatchet, and they just keep working on the same game. If they do change it up and they go with a different style, maybe that's why the game didn't work out. I'm hoping that it's not like too much of a change. I'm hoping that it's a homage to everything that we've had from the past.
Oh, I agree. I want Silent Hill as well, and I think they're kind of teasing us a little bit, especially with the Dead by Daylight DLC that came out that has Silent Hill in it. I think they're kind of teasing us a little bit, like, hey, we got the stuff you want, but do you really want it? Kind of along the lines of there. That's what I personally believe. I would love to see a new Silent Hill. Another game that I would absolutely love to see as a launch title, Bully 2.
That's another one that I want to see, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Rockstar hasn't hinted on anything in a while.
Then again, with Rockstar though, they're
Are
very
they just gonna
cryptic.
like a bombshell? Like, are they gonna do a bombshell with us?
They may. I mean, they really may. That you never really know. So, and I think if I remember, the new Elder Scrolls is coming out either this year or next year.
Greymoor is gonna be
No, the new single player like Skyrim was. I think was coming out either this year or next year.
Oh, okay.
So that would be a cool launch title as well. So, what about you, Charles?
Yeah.
What would you like to see as a launch title?
Well, I'm a sports gamer myself. I would love to see what the new MLB is gonna look like for 2021. We already have 20 out. I want to see what that would look like. Another one for me, I do agree with you guys. Silent Hill would be awesome. It turns out, but I want to see one old NES days come, I guess, fruition. The old Excite Bike, more updated Excite Bike.
Oh, for like Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Nintendo. Everybody knows back in the day, Nintendo was God when that first dropped, right?
Nintendo ruled the world.
I would love to. Well, to most people, it's God. Well, there was some very great titles from Nintendo that I actually would love to see come to Switch. the original Metroid. I would love to see that come to the Switch. I would love to see um, uh, Yoshi's Cookie for a puzzle. See that come to now for like PlayStation and all that. I know we just recently got a new Spyro trilogy. Took you back to the days of that purple dinosaur, whatever you want to call it,
Dragon.
purple dragon, dinosaur, whatever. But wouldn't it be interesting to find out how Spyro is in an older sense, like when he's rescuing older dragon friends? Put him as an elder once. Wouldn't that be?
That would be cool. That would actually be pretty cool.
What do you think?
Oh, I would like to see that. I would like to see titles from any of the old franchises that we haven't seen in a while. It would be cool to see a sight bike in a different spin. I don't know how they would work it, but what do you want it to be like? Would you want it to be 2D or 3D, or would you like it to be like?
I would love it to be 3D, to be honest. More in your face.
Make it 4D.
Like, how about 5D? Kidding. Not possible, I know, but hey, with modern technology, who knows?
That's right, you never really know.
But, I was going to ask both Logan and both Linda. We all know Friday the 13th for PS4 is up to snuff.
Right.
It's not the best right now. Too many glitches, all that stuff, right? What if they took back Friday the 13th and 3D'd it? It's 5.
You mean like the NES version, right?
Yeah. Or the PS4 version right now. Took it back, 3D.
Well, I mean, the new one is already 3D.
To make it more realistic. Like
Oh, so you're
Jason's
saying instead
really
of
in your face.
so instead of it being each person is playing as a counselor to get out, it's actually the linear design where you're one person playing as 6 characters or 7 characters, whatever they want to do, and then you have to find all the pieces together. And every cabin you
Right.
go into, it could be Jason just sitting there waiting for you, like the original game.
Right.
That'd be a cool idea.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
I would like to see that.
That would be
That
a
would be a cool
a
idea.
very cool concept.
I don't know how the NES version would be for the.
Yeah, NES
Or
version
be-
was
or
better on
amazing.
Or, hey, I got one for you both. Instead of it being Jason, be Pamela Voorhees. Get a perspective from Pamela's point of view in a 3D format.
I don't know.
It'd
It'd be hard to do
because-
that one.
I mean,
Well,
it'd be unique, but I don't know.
If you know what they could do, have her
both?
as a playable. Yeah, have her as a playable character. Was I was gonna say. Yeah, because if you do that, you would have to just like give her as maybe like a side story, and then
Right.
put her in there, because the only reason why Friday the 13th works as a game is because he's easy to, like walk around, and he's very powerful. Pamela still, she was, crazy, but she couldn't take that many hits before she got knocked down herself. So we'd have to figure out how to
Well-
like it. So I would love to see that
Well,
though. I would love to see crazy
or-
Pamela.
I'm going to throw one more big wrench. Instead of being either Jason or Pamela, why not be both Jason and Pamela and 6 counts?
Well, I mean, in
And
the
have 'em.
first movie, yeah, she was trying to kill them all. Like, spoilers, I know, but the movie's old as shit. I mean, come on, people. So, I mean, yeah,
Well-
that would be kind of cool. Going about it, like, maybe if it was like a DLC or something, I could see it.
Well, I'm not saying DLC. I'm saying an actual game called. Instead of calling it like Friday the 13th, call it the Voorheeses or something spooky.
Or make it like a prequel, basically.
Yeah.
I would say yes to that. I would like to see that, but I don't think she should be featured as a main character. You know, like the option could be you could play the story through and Pamela's attacking you and you have to do a different strategy than Jason because she's not as powerful, but
Right.
she could still could be like more traps in place instead of just like hunting you down. That might work.
Yeah, that would be very unique to see. I would love to see it. I'd pay money for it. I don't think it'd be worth $60. I think it'd be more of like on the lines of $30, kind of like what Friday the 13th was when it came out, you know. But I'd play it. But moving on to the next subject. So this was a question that was asked last EvilCast that we just didn't have the time for. And this question is, do we miss Blockbuster, and what other movie stores did we grow up with? Linda, why don't you go ahead and do this one first?
Okay. When I was growing up, we had movie gallery, we had Blockbuster, we had Hollywood Video, and we had a couple mom and pop like rental places that I don't remember the name at the time, but it was just literally those were the ones we had. We had like maybe 6 rental places here. I miss Blockbuster and all those in a way. I don't miss like the per se like it's not available kind of thing. Like if you didn't get it first day, you had to wait like about a week to be able to rent it. Because here when my original town when I used to live, they only got so many copies of stuff. So if you literally missed it day one, you had to wait in a waiting list for about, a week and a half, 2 weeks to be able to watch a movie that was out in theaters because if you missed it in theaters, you just had to wait. So I don't miss that per se because we have streaming now and we can just go in and stream a movie. But I do miss the feel of being able to go and get a game and try it out and see if I like it and not have to do, a monthly service where I have to pay every month to try a game. I literally just paid maybe $4 or $5. I didn't like the game, I gave it back, and I didn't have to do like, a hit on too much. Like or a game that I really liked and I beat in one day. I didn't pay $60 for it or $40 the time it was now.
Yeah.
It just like I miss that. I miss the fact of like just going there for fun because my town was small. We didn't have much to do, so that's what we did for fun was go on a Friday. Okay, what do you want? You get one movie or one game, and then we go pick something. And then we had that for the weekend. Then we brought it back Monday night, and that was or Sunday night depending on the store. That was what was the go-to. It was a fun time. I miss the being able to go see all your friends at Blockbuster. And hey man, did you see this movie? Oh dude, I recommend this one right here. Just like small talk with your friends about, movies that you've seen. Man, I rented that one. Don't get that one. That one's horrible. And like it was a fun time and I miss that. Like just being able to go somewhere and seeing a rental place and not standing in a weird line and somewhere like, for like Redbox and having to like wait around in the hot sun. Like you literally went in an air conditioned place. The carpet smelled funky in different places.
Right.
The same color, and it was just like it smelled like popcorn and like multiple candy and funk. You couldn't figure out what that funk was. It was just a weird funk. But it was
Weird funk.
no,
Like I said, who farted?
yeah, it was like a weird funk, like smell that was always there. On certain Blockbusters had it, others didn't have it, but it was just the carpet smelled weird. And then
Smelled like old
that was
people
the
carpet.
smells I miss. Like I miss those. Like, and I also miss. There's always just being able to go to a kiosk, play Pokemon Snap for a little bit, get your photos.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you have today? oh, I found a Squirtle, and like trade photos. Oh, that Squirtle's better. I like this angle. Okay, we'll trade. You know, like this,
Oh, I
and it was
miss
just like
those so
little trading
much. I
system. I
miss
miss that little
Oh
those.
trading system
God.
of like trading photos and. It was just a good time. I miss that.
Well,
Absolutely. What about you, Charles?
with me, my Friday nights were always being the good little scholar that I was. I always had to make sure my homework was done before I could go to the store. And where I used to get my video game, a place called Movie Gallery. If you remember that store.
Yeah, I had one.
Mm-hmm.
Logan, did you have one?
I didn't, but I knew about them.
Well, with me, I had Movie Gallery. I had Hastings Entertainment. Never had Blockbuster, though. Never had it, as far as I can remember. But with me, I'd always go, after I had my homework done, my mom or my sisters would gallery, or down to Hastings, and be like, all right, here's the deal. Pick one game really, 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 really want to try. Only one. You bring it to me. It wasn't something bad.
Still there, Charles?
No.
Oh, there he is.
But sorry, I had a little
Oh,
interference.
you're fine, bud.
Back to what I was saying. If it was higher than a T rating in the gaming system, I couldn't play it. Okay. So my selection was very limited. It had to be E or nothing at all. So I would go find like Frogger, for instance, PS2. If my mom approved, I got to rent it for 3, 5, 7 days max and try it out. If I liked it, mom would eventually, after we paid our bills, I got that game. I didn't discover pawn shops and the game selections there till long after the 1995
Welcome in, viewers.
Madden 95 Sega Genesis game came out. Shockingly enough.
Oh.
But when it came to game, I always wanted the T, the M, all that. And here's a big shocker for everybody. The first game I ever played that was T rating was the very first SmackDown game that came out. PlayStation 1, I believe. And the first mature game I ever played, Mortal Kombat.
All right. Nice. Now, for me, I had a lot of video stores around me when I grew up. I did have a Blockbuster back in the day. It's the first time I ever got to play Pokemon Stadium for the N64. And I actually tricked my parents. When I was little, my mom was like, okay, we'll get a game like here and there. It wasn't frequent. It was just, you know, a rare occurrence that I got to try, or that I got to, you know, rent a game and take it home and play it. Mostly we just got like 2 or 3 movies and went home, watched it, and stuff like that. But on rare occurrences, I got to play Pokemon Stadium. Got to rent that for 7 days, which was a blast. Me and my friends always played that when I was a kid. Also, I actually tricked my mom into getting Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was my first experience playing that game at Blockbuster. It was so much fun. And then Blockbuster actually moved to another town, so they closed up shop, and we had another place come in, which was Digital Dog Pound, which it was really cool. It was like Blockbuster, but you actually had the option. You could either rent it or you could buy it for a certain amount of money, which was really cool. So we had that for a couple years. That went belly up. And then it just closed down. And when I moved to another town, we had Family Video, which I believe it's still open even to this day. But like they had a lot of awesome stuff. But I miss them. I really do. Um, going there, and for me it was always like a vacation because we didn't have a lot of money growing up. But whenever we went there, we would be like, hey, let's go rent a movie. Let's, go see what they got. Maybe if I had a little extra money, if it was like summertime, I was doing like some work or something, I could be like, hey, let's go rent a game or two or something, get it for a week and bring it back. But it was always there, and I usually had friends that would hang out there, and I knew some of the guys that were working behind the desk. So it was a really good experience. It was really fun, getting to do all this stuff. But I also, when I did live in Waterloo, we had a Casanovas, which was awesome because they had a pizza place that was right next to the Blockbuster that we had, and literally they had a window that was connecting the Blockbuster and the pizza place, so you could rent your movies, go up to this window, order a pizza, and take it home at the same time, which was really, really cool, and I miss that so much. But absolutely, I do. So we're going to go ahead here to our next question. If anybody's got a question that they want to ask, go ahead. Let us know in the chat. We'll go ahead and do that. Anything you guys want to ask about gaming, anything at all. So the next question here, what games, as Linda was saying, with the subscription to NES Online, SNES Online, they do have a selection of games, but it's not a big selection. So, Linda, I do want to ask you, what games do you want for NES Online and SNES Online?
So I would want like Skate or Die. That's one of the first games I would want to be put on the console because I really do like some skating games, and that was one of the first games I played for, any skateboarding game. Dracula's Curse, I want to see on there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's just such a good game. Frame Roger Rabbit is another one I want to see. Any quirky game.
I wouldn't mind having Kelly surf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one is maybe, like, you don't have to give me every Mega Man game. Like a couple of them is what I was hoping for. Just like 1 or 2 Mega Man games.
Which ones?
Give me 2. Give me 1. Start off with originals. And the last game I would like to see is, well, it's kind of like the same franchises, but the last games I would like to see is like DuckTales and Tailspin.
Absolutely.
I want some I want to play the originals. Miss them. Playing them on like a Nintendo console.
Absolutely. DuckTales, I would love to see. Go ahead, Nintendo, make it happen. Because DuckTales, those are fantastic games. Both the first and the second one. For SNES Online, there's only one game that comes to mind. That's one of my favorites of all time. That's Earthbound. Because there's a lot of people that aren't going to be able to pay, $300-400 for a loose card. Like, come on. And I know Nintendo, they put it on the Nintendo 3DS, stuff like that. It was on, the virtual console for Wii and stuff like that. I don't see why they couldn't make it happen for a Nintendo Switch for SNES Online. But, what the heck? Well, But that's what I would love to see. Another one for SNES. I would like to see, definitely like to see Turtles in Time. I think would be a great game. I don't know if it's on there already. I haven't checked in a while, but I would love to see that one. And just like kind of quirky games, maybe Shaq Fu, just for a laugh or two, But that's what I would definitely love to see. So what about you, Charles?
Well, for SNES, one game that does come to mind for me, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Actually, 2 games come to mind for the SNES. Or, if you want to throw in it, the Genesis version of it. But one for me is F1. And the other one is Rock and Roll Racing.
Oh, yeah, good choices.
And for NES, like I said, Excite Bike, a better version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Please, we need a better version of that. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. But no, for Nintendo, I would have to say one of the ones I loved playing would be 1914
That's a good
Bio
choice.
Commander.
Oh, Bionic
Remember
Commander,
Bio?
yes. That was a very
I
good
would love,
game.
believe it or not, all four of the titles I actually want to see them get a deep upgrade PS5s. I would love to see.
That would be cool to see him on PS5. I don't believe it'll happen though. That's just me. Because it
I know
would
it's
be a
not
lot of
gonna
breach of
happen, but
contract.
hey, Logan, you and I both
A
know
man
it'll
can
probably
dream.
never happen. But a guy can dream and beg and plead.
All right, so we did talk a little bit about EA and Madden, but I'm a big fan of the NCAA football games. Always have been. So do you think they're gonna go ahead and
Same.
make another game, guys?
I think they are, yes.
Linda?
I say no because they're in the works trying to figure out how to pay, the
Players.
players. Like that first needs to be worked out, and then they get any rights for video games, for commercials, stuff like that. That has to be worked out first. So I don't think they're gonna make one in the near future. They might, but it's probably gonna be one of those things where it's like, how much do you pay them, and also like who gets on the roster again? Like, is it just only a certain number of people? Because you can't have a full roster. That's too crazy.
Right.
But you want to make sure that you have enough of the team supported. So they're gonna have to work out those kinks because before it was just they just were happy to be on the game and they paid them under the table, a lot of them. But for now it's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be this year or the next year, but I think in like after the deals are all set in stone and everything's worked out, we might actually get one new game and just see how that works out. Like it's gonna definitely be in the works.
Well, when a lot of people right now, the players themselves, they want to be paid for their likeness and their contribution into the game. Yes, that's obvious. But also, a lot of people nowadays are concerned with if this player is in video game format or in general, well, could that be used as a way of saying we bought that player into this university and the NCAA just get involved, start probing everything out there? If you get where I'm going with that.
I get where you're going, but with that, because I do know that the NCAA made it to where they could get paid for their likeness and all that other shit. But
Yeah,
what I think they should really do is if the NCAA is okay with it, allow them to get paid through like scholarships or through like money to go towards their schooling. That's what I think they should do. That would be the best way to put it. But I don't know. I think they will make another game, but I just think it's gonna take time. So I did go ahead and go ahead, Charles.
I was gonna say it's kind of like what Linda was touching base on, the paying underneath the table type deal. But I think the NCAA is starting to tighten up on that, and that's why we haven't gotten a new NCAA football game in a long time, or due to the fact that most universities don't want their students doing shady deals because it might reflect on the university themselves.
Right.
And that's why they don't want to be investigated. They don't want to be subjugated to fines, suspensions, loss of scholarships, all that.
Right.
Stuff that's going to hurt the university down the line. Case in point, look at the University of Missouri. They didn't get a bowl game this last fall because of sanctions that were thrown on them.
Well, I mean, look at what happened with Penn
USC.
State too. You know, with everything that went down for that.
Yeah, and the deal with Joe Paterno and all that. Most universities do not want to lose their big money and the promises of, hey, you come to our university, we will pay your scholarship, honor it like a honored contract. It's kind of like the movie The Mighty Ducks, D3. They don't want a Gordon Bombay coming into their boardroom saying, if you don't honor this scholarship, I'll tie your butt up in court to where you are just SOL at the end of coming out of it.
Right.
So, and that's what the NCAA don't want.
So, you think it's more of a... trying to think of how to word this. You think it's more of like a reflection of that university and that that program than anything else, right, Charles?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, hey, like I said, we don't want no Gordon Bombays in the boardroom. Just saying, baby. No Gordon
that's true. That's
in
true.
the boardroom.
So I did read somewhere, and I think it's been known that a Borderlands movie is going to be coming out. So I want to ask you guys. I'm a Borderlands fan. I like Borderlands. I really haven't dabbled too much in the third one, even though I really should because I do have it. But do we think that a Borderlands movie is going to be any good? Charles, what do you think?
Well, if they follow the game in the filming aspects of it, I think it might turn out pretty well.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you cast the right people to play the right character.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things too is making sure that they have the right people as well. So what about you, Linda? Do you think it'll be any? Oh, go ahead, Charles. Sorry about that.
I was gonna throw out there, by the way, to all you Borderlands fans, it is free right now on PC, Borderlands 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, go get that as well. So, Linda, what about you? Do you think the Borderlands movie is going to be any good?
It's hard to say. Two reasons why. Because of the fact that we have so many examples of horrible movie video games. Starting off with Assassin's Creed. That movie was just all over the place. Made no sense whatsoever. I saw it and I was just like, I see where they were trying to go with it, but it didn't work out.
Yep.
So I'm going to say that it's going to be okay. It's not going to be, because there's going to be, everybody's going to have high hopes for it. It's going to blow it out of the water kind of thing. And I'm not going to, put too much expectation on it just so that I'm not underwhelmed if I see a horrible movie. I've done that before. So I'm going to just go and watch it and enjoy it for what it is. I'm going to say it's okay. I'm going to say it's not bad because I've seen who's starting to be cast in it and I can see where they're going with it. So I'm hoping that those cast members carry the movie and give the game what it deserves, because I've seen too many people that they the game character and it just shows. So we'll see how they go with it. I'm also hoping that this in turn makes more video game franchises become movies. That would be a great thing to see.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and follow along with you guys. I think it will be okay as a standpoint if they do it correctly and they follow the actual timeline of the game to a T. And maybe if they get Gearbox in there as well, and id in there as well, maybe to go ahead and kind of give them a direction to go. I think it'd be a great success because the game is balls to the wall, just complete chaos anyway. And I think it'd be
right?
Basically, yeah. And there's a lot of one-liners and a lot of funny moments, and then you got Claptrap too. And I think if they do it correctly and they get the right people to do it, and they get certain direction, it'll be great, I think. But another game series. Oh, go ahead, Charles. Sorry about that.
I was gonna throw out there. You were about ready to mention another game franchise getting a movie, The Walking Dead, the TV show and the video game is supposedly in production, working on a movie.
Yeah, I was
Also,
actually just about to say that.
and this one is being basically watched over by Andrew Lincoln himself, Rick Grimes.
Really? I didn't hear about that. I did hear that there was a
You
movie
guys
in the
didn't?
works.
Yeah, Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln is co-directing slash producing Walking Dead movie.
Wow.
I didn't know if anyone knew this, so I wasn't sure if I should bring it up or not, but I'm glad I am.
No, definitely.
Logan, you and I are Walking Dead fans. We love our Negan, we love our Rick Grimes, we love our Shane, so on and so forth, correct?
Of course, I haven't watched it in God knows how long, but
But still, the fact remains, we love our Walking Dead, yes?
right.
My question, I propose to the chat, you and Linda. Who do you think should cast to play the lead role in Rick's film besides Andrew Lincoln?
Well, that's actually a loaded question. For what character?
For Rick.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Hey, I didn't say it was. Me personally, the only person that can do Rick Grimes is Andrew Lincoln, in my opinion. No one else compares. Now, the guy that played Shane on the show, I could see bringing him back to play Shane in the movie.
Oh, John,
And
absolutely, John Berthel, absolutely.
Yeah, John
Unless,
Berthel.
but I've also heard a rumor too that he's binded in a contract with Marvel because they're bringing the Punisher series back on Disney Plus. So that may be a back and forth thing. That's a 50-50.
They've already started that. They've already started that. Right, tell you, they've already started that.
Oh, I already know. But to
But
play as Rick Grimes, I don't know. That's
I wouldn't mind the voice actor who played Rick in the video games. See how he does in the film. And making me wonder if The Walking Dead's get a movie, right? Are they going to follow the video game, the TV series, or even the Fear the Walking? Since all three all have to do with the zombie apocalypse at that time in their own formatted way.
I honestly to play as Rick, I wouldn't mind seeing Hugh Jackman do it, to be honest.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Good choice. Linda?
I'm gonna go with maybe a spin on it. Somebody that I didn't think would be
That
good
good?
for it, but I thought about it and I'm like, well, I did play another video game character. Those who don't know, played Max Payne. Video game.
Oh, I know
Wahlberg?
exactly. Yep, I know
Yes.
exactly who it is.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
I would like to see Mark Wahlberg spin on it. It's just an oddball thing because Rick needs to be aggressive but also sensitive at the same time. So I was just thinking, why not give Mark Wahlberg a chance?
Well,
It wasn't a bad movie, the film.
I could see that, Linda, and Mark Wahlberg is a good choice. Hugh Jackman is another one. But I'm going to throw out an odd name.
All right.
He, in my opinion, is one of, if not, depending on who you are, one of the greatest action stars there is.
You said Tom
That-
Cruise. I'm gonna knock you in next week, bro.
I'm not gonna say Tom Cruise. What about Jason Statham? Gritty. Can actually, they're both British. Andrew Lincoln is. But like I said, what about Jason Statham?
Oh man, they would have to. I.
Could you kind of see it?
Yes and no. If they did makeup and stuff like that, possibly. But I couldn't see him as Rick Grimes at all.
Well, I already know one character that would perfectly cast and perfectly set. Jamie Lee Curtis as Carol. Because look at Melissa McBride.
Yes.
And look at Jamie Lee Curtis. They look like twin sisters.
Yep, that I could see. That I could see in a heartbeat.
Now, play the character of Glenn. I don't know. Personally,
Bring Glenn back. Just bring him back.
right? Just take The Walking Dead before all the apocalypse all started. Like that opening episode where you find out Rick and Shane were buddies in the sheriff's department together, stuff like that. And just put everyone's backstory in that and make it a movie of how everybody came together in Atlanta and all that. Another one that would be hard to cast who would play Chandler Riggs' character of Carl.
Right. So on this, oh no, you're good, dude. On the subject of games and movies, let's go to a game series that I am very fond of, that I hold dear to my heart, and that'd be the Mass Effect series. So, do you think that with the release of, or with the press conference of the PS5 and it releasing during holiday 2020, do you think BioWare have one more in them? Do you think they'll make another Mass Effect game, guys? Linda, we'll start with you.
I say they probably have it in the works because a lot of video game franchises are always put on the back burner for other games. Look at many games like Half-Life was going to be developed by several different companies, and they picked one and they went with that, and Valve said, something to that effect. And there was many of documentaries about, Arcadian. They made Dishonored, and they were working on other films and, video games and stuff like that. And just to showcase what they were working on to, pitch to Valve for Half-Life.
Right.
And that didn't get worked on. So maybe there is already, a prototype out there of Mass Effect just chilling in there, and we don't know about it, So it might be one of those things where we might get, a Mass Effect later down the line for maybe PS5. Maybe they're waiting to clear a couple of other video games, and then we might just have one in the works just sitting there waiting, and it just needs to have a lot of draw. Like when people were talking about, here's another example of, I was waiting for another Saints Row game, and all of a sudden we got a remaster. We didn't even talked about a remaster. We were talking about a remaster for Saints Row 1 and 2. They threw in Saints Row 3, and you're like, wow, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Like, where's the new Saints Row? And sure enough, Volition, yes, there is a new Saints Row game, and they gave another company remaster rights, do a remaster of the Saints Row the third game, and we're working on the Saints Row game. That's why we did what we did, so that way you can see it. So maybe down the line we might get another, Mass Effect game. It might be in the works, or they might have just a prototype just chilling somewhere and just waiting for somebody to want to see it be made. Because the only reason why it didn't get made so fast was because not many people liked the third one.
Yeah.
They didn't like the ending, which I didn't like the ending. It was a weird ending, and if we just get enough positive, feedback, maybe it would start a working prototype going again. Who knows? But I'm crossing my fingers for it. I'm hoping that we do see one. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because not many people are talking about Mass Effect. Yes, they are, but in a way they're not. They're just literally like, Mass Effect 3, one of the worst, endings ever.
Yeah, that
And it's like, well, why don't we tweet out, to them and say, well, hey guys, I'm thinking about this game. What about that game? We might actually get something in the works eventually.
right. Yeah, I know Mass Effect 3. I haven't played it, but I did purchase the trilogy for the PS3, so I have 1, 2, and 3. I played, actually played and beat the first one, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again just because I enjoyed it. Second one I haven't beat, but I've played. Third one I've never played, so definitely looking forward to that. And then with Andromeda as well, people, I'm gonna say this: the story was meh, gameplay was okay, but it was really lacking in a lot of places, and I'll go ahead and say that it was very lacking. So if they can go ahead and step it up, I would definitely love to see it, which would be great. But Charles, what about you? Charles, you still there, bud?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm sorry. Like I said, I had a little error message pop up. Can you remind me of the topic, please?
All right, so yeah, the topic is gonna be is that do you think that with PS5, the press conference and everything with launch titles, do you think that BioWare, who's made the Mass Effect games, do you think that they're gonna go ahead and make another one? And I do want to say this, Linda, is that I do love Saints Row as well. Um, 3, the ending, it was terrible. 4 is where the series kind of lost me. I was used to being, the gangster, the guy that, goes around and takes care of business. 3 was awesome, the Saints were getting more notice, and then 4 is just where it completely just, you get superpowers and stuff like that. It lost me. And I was just like, okay, wait a minute, slow down here. But anyway, guys, Charles, go ahead. Do you think that BioWare, the makers of the Mass Effect games, do you think they're going to go ahead and make another one? Action Pro Man, what's going on?
I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, it is a. I do believe we might get another Mass Effect game down the line, yes. I have never played Mass Effect, to be honest with you.
Oh, dude.
But I know I'm missing out. I know. Everybody don't roast me. But to be honest with you, I could see them taking time out. They have Mass Effect 1 and 2 already out, right?
1, 2, and 3, and Andromeda. So they have 4 out altogether.
Alright. Take the first 2, remaster them for the PS5, then down the line, remaster 3 and 4 again, and then just drop us with this amazing 5th game that just ties the whole series general for like a big explosion.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Stitch, we love you too, man. Thanks for being here. Definitely thank all you guys. Action Pro Man, cannot wait till the PS5 comes. Me neither, my dude. Me neither. Definitely cannot wait for that. So,
8 p.m., man, I'm just going to tell you this right here, right now. Everybody in the gaming community cannot wait for that 5 to drop. Everybody. But I ain't going to shell out $600 when it first drops.
oh, it's gonna be more than that. You already know. It's gonna be somewhere. From what they're saying, it's supposed to be somewhere up in the 900 range.
Well, still, I ain't paying that. I'm gonna stick with 4 as long as I got it.
I'm keeping mine. I'm not selling it for anything. I made that mistake when PS4 came out and sold my PS3, and I was kicking myself in the butt for the longest time until I got the one I have now. But anyway, guys, we did touch a little bit on this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and let Linda have the floor for this question because I know she has a big, long rant about it. But why is it so important, you guys, to have backwards compatibilities in modern gaming systems? Linda, I know you have a long rant, so go ahead and take the floor.
Hold on. I got to get my popcorn for this. All right, go.
I'm not going to rant. I'm just going to say the reason why I think backwards compatibility is great for modern gaming is because you said every console is always expensive. Even from the beginning, when we always had our parents buy one console, we got one game. I don't want to buy one game and just play that the whole time. If I have a ton of other games from my older generation consoles. So I'm hoping that they do backwards compatibility more, because then I can play a few PS4 games and see the upgraded features on the PS5. So I hope that's what happens in the near future for Xbox and for Sony. And the reason why is because it adds to the appeal of, ooh, I have all those consoles, I have all these games. And now I will say I was ranting before, but that's just because of the fact that it irritated me when I saw there was something available for Sony and something available to where they took it away. Like Lit Gaming said, they took it away. They literally went in there and said, "Nah, we don't want you to have it," and we changed our mind. And the thing is that it would be a game changer. More people would buy a PS5. More people would buy all those games and have them with them. And I want it because of the fact that if I get a new console and there's backwards compatibility, that adds life to all those PS4 games in the near future. If anything were to happen to my PS4 and I can't get another PS4 because they're really hard to come by now because of everything going on. In the future, all our PS2s, all our PS1s, they're going to be harder and harder to get. Same thing. Like with all those consoles, they do only have a certain amount of lifespan, and it's becoming less and less and less because a lot of people didn't really care about their PS1s and their PS2s, and they just chucked them in the ground and just went, man, let's just break them for fun for a YouTube video. And it's like, oh great, there goes another console down the drain. And it's like same thing with the NES.
Yep.
Yes, there's still a lot of NESs in the world, and yes, there's still Sony consoles in the world, but it's becoming less and less and less. And if there's backwards compatibility, even if it's just 100 games per console, that still keeps those games that I have to play on a newer console. So that way I don't have to worry about, oh, these are just going to be shelf candy in 20 years. I can literally just keep them and play them. It's not going to be just for nostalgia. Because I do have both. I do have my RetroPie and the digital, and I do have my also, my physical games. I'm a mix of both. Depends on my mood. So I don't want to keep all these games if I can't play them all the time. But I do keep them just because they're great memories. So if I can do both, I'll be great with that. And for me, one thing I will say really why backwards compatibility is great is they might think of throwing a DLC on an older game.
Yeah.
Added to the story. That'd be cool to see a developer go, hey, for that game back in 2000 and it was 20 years old, and what about, we add to the ending of that?
Whoa,
would you like
what
that?
In the world happened?
And everybody be like, yes, hell yes. And then maybe a sequel will happen from that. So I like the potential of old games getting new life. Look at Skate 3. Skate 3 is still thriving to this day because it's backwards compatible with the Xbox One, and the servers are still going. And they're adding more DLC. They're adding more stuff to that. So
Charles,
it's one of those things where,
why was APM?
If they had that available, I would love to see so many games that are in the back burner get new life.
Absolutely.
And maybe a possibility of just like, you're sold. Let's see what happens. I have no idea. We'll see what. Oh, somebody got
Absolutely.
deleted.
That was by accident. That was me. I didn't mean to do it. And I'm asking Logan to undo it. That's my fault.
Whoa, what happened? Hold on a minute.
I accidentally timed somebody out and I didn't mean to.
Oh, Spirit. Butt dialing.
I'm admitting it. I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
We apologize, Action Pro, man. We're so sorry.
Yeah.
I do apologize, Action Pro, man.
Stop
Just
talking
give me
for a
a quick
minute.
moment.
Appreciate
That was my fault.
Don't be mad.
Don't hate us.
Don't be mad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't hate on Spirit. I didn't do nothing. I don't
Accidents
have any
do
wrenches.
happen. I do apologize.
I don't have any wrenches, man.
Alright.
Yes.
That's Pro Man, I do
I'm
apologize
sorry.
for that, my
Is
friend.
worse
So
than
let me go
Nightbot,
ahead.
Stitch. Look at this, man. Nightbot just
Jesus.
at least we'll leave you alone for a few minutes. Just gives you a warning. Spirit's like, no warning. Bam.
Yeah, I was like, wait a
Wow.
minute.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Just looking, I'm
That's
like, what did
fine.
Action Pro Man do? I saw like every message deleted.
Yeah, I did too.
He
I was
didn't
like,
say
whoa,
anything.
wait a minute, what happened?
Oh man.
When I was trying to,
Wait, you keep hiding him, dude. Like, what are you doing?
you know what? I'm putting my phone down. Screw it.
Stop touching the button.
I'm
Stop.
sorry.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. He has the power to fix everything.
Sorry, Ella.
Been so
Action
long.
Pro Man,
I remember.
apologize.
It's been so
Keeps
long. I
hitting
don't
the
remember how
button.
to do
He's
it.
stressed out. He's trying to do something and he can't undo it. Only moderator who is
All
actually
right, Stitch.
channel owner.
Stitch has stopped has unhit him.
Yeah.
All right, there you go,
Please,
Stitch.
please.
Thank you, Stitch.
Yes, I know. He's literally
Action
over
Pro Man,
here.
I do apologize, my friend. I do apologize
Me
for
too.
that.
Me too.
Bye.
Hey, it's not my fault. My phone's got a small keyboard.
Are you still there? Are you still there, Action Pro Man? Let me know.
Type in the chat, Action Pro Man. We want to know you're still there.
I apologize. Please don't hate me. I beg of you, please.
Oh man. Dude.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Well, that
That killed the mood. I'm
Holy
sorry.
crap.
Dude, this is. Oh man. Unholy Redwood. Welcome.
I think that's Action
Man.
Pro Man.
Give me a 1, 2, 3 chat. Let's see if you're on time now. Let's see if I don't talk anymore. I want to wait a minute just to see if he or she is back. I don't know. Action Pro Man. You know, whoever's
didn't-
there.
Yep.
Who did you time anybody else out, Spirit? Did you time anybody else out?
Myself.
Time out
I'm
yourself.
putting myself in the corner.
Okay. Jeez, man. Logan, double check and make sure he didn't like time anybody else out. Just to confirm. Because I don't want anybody
I
else to be.
apologize. I really do.
Hashtag Action Pro Man. He's the shiznit. Action Pro Man is our friend. Why? How dare you?
I know.
No worries, no worries. I'm just making sure nobody else got timed out. Also, unholy. No, it's just one of those things where, when you accidentally
Accidents happen.
time out, I know I'm saying accidents happen, but sometimes it's a double whammy or triple whammy where you time out more than one person. Sometimes even people that are not even talking, you can accidentally time them out because you can hit the 3 buttons, the 3 little dots, and then block somebody or accidentally take them out of the chat.
Everybody, send your hate mail to my email. I will respond nicely with a simple, I'm sorry. I know. Send your email to SpiritWolfGaming, care of Big Evil Gaming.
Care of Big Evil Gaming. Oh my Lanta.
Wow, that happened. Holy crap, that happened.
So let's start talking and we'll wait for Action Pro Man to jump back in.
Action Pro Man, I do apologize. If you are still there, my friend, I do apologize. That was a major sausage finger issue on Charles' end. You can go ahead and dislike every video.
That's my potato aim. That's my potato aim.
Hey, I've done it too.
Yeah.
I've done it too,
I agree,
Stitch. I've
Stitch.
definitely done it. So hopefully Action Pro Man isn't too pissed off at us. But let's go ahead. Wow. So yeah, let's go ahead, guys. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the EvilCast. So stay tuned, guys. We'll try to go ahead and figure out what's going on. So as for Linda Charles, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
I'm so embarrassed. was no howl out of me this time?
Do you ever have that problem where you really need to change a baby's diaper and you just don't have the right stuff to do it? Well, now, here comes Duncan's Diapers. Gives you all that stuff you need to clean up the mess and make it done right. You can get a 64-pack for $4.99. Just click the link down below. DuncansDiapers.com, where we get stuff done.
You ever walking the apocalypse? You wondering what's gonna happen? And then you run into a monster. And you almost out of bullets to fire out of your blaster. Well, we're glad you called. Welcome to Apocalypse Plus for all of your nuclear warfare supplies. We have water purification tablets, we have ammunition, we have flashbangs, grenades, anything that you need. Go ahead and click the link down below, apocalypsesupplies.com, and you can get your stuff there for a low price. Please, don't mind the burn smell. That's happening shipping. So, apocalypsesupplies.com. Hoorah. Hey guys, welcome back to the EvilCast. So, we do have Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, and SpiritWolfGaming here. We're going to be getting Phil Twerpin and William Armstrong in here later. I do understand if they had something that was going on there. So, Linda, Charles, you guys still here?
I'm
Still here. What the hell was that?
So, that was paid commercials, guys. I just play them, I just play them. So, anyway, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed the commercials. So we are back with the EvilCast, and we have a couple more questions here. So the Nintendo Switch, there are a lot of games for the Nintendo Switch there. So what do you guys think is an underrated game for the Nintendo Switch? Linda, I'm going to let you go ahead and start.
Underrated game, Nintendo Switch. Are you talking about like indie games, like new gen, or are you talking about like on the NES, Super NES, as far as like what's available on the list?
I'm talking, yeah, let's go with new gen. Let's go with new gen for the Nintendo Switch. Games that you can get right now off the Nintendo Store.
Okay, so underrated game, opinion that got a lot of heat for no reason other than they expected it to be a Star Fox game. Starlink, it's highly underrated, and I do understand the hate because many people thought it was marketed wrong. It should have been, labeled as it's just gonna have these characters that you remember from, and they said, oh yeah, it's a new Star Fox game, get ready, kind of thing. And that game I've played and I enjoy it, and I will say though, it does have its kinks where you see it and you're like, oh man. There's certain parts where you have to upgrade your ship through aid. Like you have to pay for the loot to get it. But if you just play it and just have fun with it, you're gonna enjoy it. It's an open world style, mixed in with a Star Fox style, and I like it. It's one of those games that if they just take out the Star Fox element, it's a great game.
Yeah. All right, Charles. I know you don't have a Nintendo Switch, but what would you say is an underrated game for the Switch?
I have to agree with Linda, but I'm going to switch it. I'm going to say overhyped.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Linda, I'm sorry. But Animal Crossing got overhyped.
Bro.
I don't.
Bro.
I don't see the appeal. Okay.
I mean, hey, okay. I appreciate your opinion. I love Animal Crossing. I have Animal Crossing. I think it's a fantastic game. It's I will admit it does start off a little slow. It really does.
Well, a lot of people say that they love Animal Crossing, and I get that. It's hip. It's now. It's right now. what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of people could also say for every Mario game that ever has come out and the Mario games and Animal Crossing are kind of like marriage and due to the fact that both games so much hype when they first come out. Like you said, I don't own a Switch.
Right.
I've never played Animal Crossing. I've never played all the Mario games, all that. But I feel personally that most of the games that come out for these systems, whether it be SNES, anything from Nintendo, you know it's going to have a Mario title. So that's why I feel like Mario is overhyped. Animal Crossing got overhyped.
All right. Yeah, we'll definitely go with that. So, hey, Phil Twerpin, what is going on, my dude? Hey, click the link that I sent you on Twitter and come on in here, dude.
I'll be right back.
I will agree, Stitched. Astral Chain is a good game that's definitely underrated. It definitely needs more talking about it. I seen so many people play that game, and it just blew my mind as far as like everything that could be done. Oh yeah, Ultimate Alliance, that's another great game. I would personally play that every now and then. I wish, the Astral Chain, just a lot more streamers were playing it. That's another thing. Like maybe if you had more people streaming it besides just, the occasional like here or there, that would get it more hype. It would get more people playing it and enjoying that game. That's a good game. You here?
We're getting Phil in right now, so.
Worries, man.
But
I will say
good.
that Play Chronicles. Yes, that's another one too. So many great games on the Switch. You know what's hard though? Is to keep up with all the games.
Oh God, yes. So an
Smiley
underrated
Gamer.
Smiley, what is going on, my dude? How are you doing? Welcome to the EvilCast. So an underrated game for me, for the Switch, would probably have to be a game that I won, in a drawing from one of T-Belly's from one of T-Belly's streams, and that would be Cave Story. I heard about it. I was like, yeah, maybe this game isn't for me. I was like, you know what, whatever. But I got it, and T-Belly sent it, and I started playing a little bit. I'm like, okay, this game, it's it's kind of like a shoot 'em up kind of, and started playing more of it. And by the time I knew it, I was enjoying it and playing it more and picking it up, and I loved it. I thought it was a great game, great story. Definitely, if you guys have not picked it up, do it because it is awesome. It's a great game, and it is very underrated. Not a lot of people know about it, but I think it's a wonderful game. Okay, Phil.
Logan, I was gonna throw this out here.
There he is. What's going on, Phil?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ew.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know Phil Twerpin, I'm going to let him go ahead and say a little bit about himself. So the floor is yours, Phil.
Oh, my goodness. Not too much mystery to my history. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? It is your boy, Phil Twerpin. And I'm cooling out with my peoples. What is going on, Spirit Wolf? What is up, Linda, a.k.a. the Gamer Girl? And your boy, yours truly, Logan, Mr. Big Evil himself.
Not much, my guy, not much. Thanks for joining the EvilCast, my dude. I was trying to get you in earlier. I don't know what happened, though, so.
Oh, man, I was just jamming out. I was doing some other things earlier, doing a little bit of cooking and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm completely free now.
I feel you, bro. It's no problem at all.
So I just walked in and I heard y'all talking about some good jam. Is there anything that I can add on to that?
Absolutely. So
Sure.
the question that we're on right now, the topic is, what do you think is an underrated game for the Nintendo Switch?
Underrated game for the Nintendo Switch. Oh shoot. Well, me and my Nintendo Switch library, I don't have too much of an extensive library as far as the Nintendo Switch go. But me, I'm more of an indie person, so I like to play like some of the Kickstarter games and stuff like that, or some games that really go like completely under the radar. Like right now, I was playing Cast of the Seven Godsends.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone heard of that?
I have, but I haven't had the joy of playing it yet.
Oh man, it's the quality of it is like a phone quality. It's phone quality game, but it's pretty dope with like the powers and stuff that you get. It kind of reminds me of like a Ghost and Goblins, very light, but it's definitely seriously a fun game. It has a good storyline that you can get into, and the powers and stuff you can kind of like mix and match powers and stuff from like the seven
Nice.
gods and stuff. So it gives you elemental plus with like dark and light powers and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm definitely gonna check that out. All right, so Phil, I've asked Linda and Charles this question, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask you if you're just joining us. Why do you think it's so important to have backwards capabilities in modern gaming systems?
Oh my goodness, backwards capability? That's an easy question because in most cases people might have these games probably sitting around. Me personally, I'll have like now I've had PS2 games sitting around like forever, but I really never had like what you call nothing to really play it on.
Yeah.
So the PS3 and stuff like that, it kind of helps me out. It kind of helps out when I need to play like for instance, I'm looking at right now. My mom gave me like this old like it's a NASCAR. What is it? NASCAR. Let me pull it out. Actually it's NASCAR '06.
Oh, nice.
NASCAR '06. Mother gave me that shit, and
Hi, baby.
for the sorry for me
Okay.
that shit means like a real big
Okay.
deal because now my mom's gone and that is
Okay.
like really like the only thing that I can really like play and like
Okay.
seriously like remember her with that. So to me,
Okay.
backwards capability in modern
No, you're
games
fine.
now is like very important to me as far as like when I play
There's
that
pizza in
kind
there.
of like touches me and kind of takes me back to when she gave me that.
Yeah, man. That's a great question. Huh?
I didn't hear.
Say it again.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't put it away yet.
Is everyone still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
Wow.
Look like good old Logan went on mute, I think.
Hold on.
It's all good. It's
Oh,
all
I'm
good.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm having problems over here with my stuff. So, okay. So the
For some
next.
reason, all of a sudden, everybody got real low, and it's hard for me to hear everybody.
I don't know what happened. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to the next question. We've seen the the PSP, the PS Vita. Do you think the PlayStation will come out with a new handheld consoles? Phil, I'm gonna start with you, my guy.
As far as like new handhelds for the for PlayStation period, I would probably say no. Like honestly, like nah. Mm-mm. If that was the case, they would if they
Yes, dear.
really wanted to like push the issue forward, you know, that whole envelope issue,
Huh?
they would have gave you
Almost
like
done.
more add-ons and
Almost
more
done.
things
What? What's going on?
with the PSP or the Vita. Anything,
Oh.
you know. They would have pushed that a little bit more.
All right, yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I love the PSP, the PS Vita. I thought was great, but I know that they really didn't, boost it up as much as they should have. So, what about you, Linda?
I say yes because of the fact that there's a option that they did a patent a while back, maybe a year or two ago. They patented something for like a handheld system. So maybe something's in the works for side gig of like Vita too, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Charles,
Yes, sir.
do you think PlayStation is going to make another handheld console, sir?
No. After the failed experiments of the, well, I wouldn't say failed. The disappointments that the PSP sort of brought and the PS Vista brought, I think the next sets of handhelds will have more in-depth virtual reality.
Okay, yeah, I see it. And no, Stitch, Mrs. Evil just got home, so she didn't know I was live. She's got food in the microwave, so I do apologize.
I do want to throw this one question to you, Phil.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about them taking the old Tiger Electronic type games and turning them into a gaming system within themselves?
Hold up. Wait. You saying Tiger is turning
Yeah, the old
themselves into a
Tiger Electronic games, and actually turning them into like a gaming controller to play a Tiger game on your television.
Well, shit. I would be intrigued to actually see that because with the Tiger games they had that default layout screen and it just had like when you first turned on like a Tiger game or something like that and you seen all like the default like movements that a Tiger game can do. So I would be actually excited to see that because my favorite Tiger game was actually Mega Man 3. I played a lot of Tiger games growing up.
I think everybody did, man.
Believe it or not, for me, Phil, my all-time favorite Tiger game was Larry Walker Off-Road Racing.
Oh shit! Holy shit!
Now, I'm just saying, if they took the Tiger games, made them a controller that you can plug into your TV, instead of getting that plain block, green, black, whatever screen you get, actually digitally enhancing it to actually give us the color we rightfully deserved that Tiger never provided.
Now that would be interesting. It would be interesting, but it would be still limited to like one screen. Like you will have all these colors, digitally enhanced, but it's still limited to one screen. Like how many colors can you use just for that one screen?
Right.
But it would be good.
That was a thought that creeped into my head. That's why I wanted to ask you. How about you, Linda? How would you feel if a Tiger game was used as a controller in place to where you could plug it into your TV and go?
I don't know. Have to be a lot of Tiger handheld games, not just like the normal that they do like 10, 20. Then I would possibly pick it up. I already seen too many like those controller all-in-ones. We did that with the Blast for the Atari and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna take y'all back. Y'all remember the video game Dig Dug, right?
Yeah.
Or Miss Pac-Man,
A
right?
classic, of course.
Dig Dug,
What's going on,
Miss
Slayer?
Pac-Man, Acclaim, or whoever it was, it had the little. I'm trying to think. It had the two back plug-ins, and then all you had to do is simply go to your input, and you could start playing it, right? With the joystick and all that again, like the old Atari version, but updated.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if we could get Tiger to be the exact same way as those. Just see where it takes.
Now, is this gonna be a plug and play type system, or is this gonna be like an actual, game system?
That's what I was kind of thinking at first.
So was I, yeah.
Like I said, it'd be an actual game system.
They'd
Now,
have
if
to
they
get so
augmented,
many. Go ahead, Phil.
if now they augmented the Tiger games to actually be like a plug and play type of situation, digitally remaster it and actually give you like more frames and actually like a situation where they actually give you like different screens and stuff, then I'd be 100% game for it. I'd be all in.
So would I feel, to be honest with you.
But with that, they would have to they would have to literally spend so much money for licensing as well on top of that too.
But Tiger is OG status. I'm pretty sure they should be able to get some sort of backing from that. It's Tiger, even though a lot of people probably look at it as being something that was there for the trend at the moment. But I believe it has small promise for having a minor comeback. It could. Not on a wide scale. You know how like Sega was making consoles at one point and then it chilled and then it just started making games and then it was back good. Somewhere in like that little happy medium, like they can probably like sponsor like handheld games or like how what was that the bootleg Genesis shits, the Atom games, that shit. I think that was the
I'm trying
I
to
think
remember.
that's
I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of it. Oh my god.
It starts with an A, but they was bootleg as shit. But if Tiger was to come back out with like some sort of like gaming console system handheld, like how the bootleg Genesis came out with the handheld Genesis, some shit like that, then they might have something going on.
Yeah, it's really the only way that they would be able to is to do that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. And so this year of 2020, guys, we've had a lot of K stuff. We've had the 4K gaming. Now we're moving into 8K, 16K. Do you think that 2020, 2019, 2020, do you guys think that this is a year? Back in the day, we had the bit wars, 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit. Do you think that this generation is now the year of the K wars? Phil?
I'm gonna say yes.
Charles, you say yeah?
Yeah, I do.
All right, what about you, Phil?
Me, honestly, I honestly do not know. I honestly don't know because I still play retro, so I'm still kind of like a little bit behind. So honestly, I can't give you a yes or a no to that question.
Okay. It's understandable. I mean, hey, I think everybody here plays some retro every now and then. So yeah, I'm definitely down with that answer, Phil. So what about you, Linda? What do you think?
It's a yes or no also for me because everybody's jumping on that bandwagon. Because at least with the 8-bit, 16-bit, it wasn't about like your TV. I mean, like you literally still saw the graphics, whether you had an old TV from back in the day or whenever it was at the time for the present. I mean, it upgraded a little bit. It wasn't a big jump. I don't know about the K Wars because you literally are spending a lot of money. So it's only who can afford it can do the K Wars. So I don't know. It's a yes and no because
Agreed.
there's still people that do buy it and they're still trying to like upgrade it as much as they can and go as far as they can. But not everybody's gonna be on that norm. Not everybody can afford it, and so I think only few are gonna be doing that. Everybody else is just gonna be like, well, I'll stick with 1080p and I'll have my phone and I'll have my whatever playing and it's okay. Because even though you do have 4K, everybody else who watches it has to downgrade it to 1080p. Even when you do stuff like for YouTube and stuff like that, most of the videos 1080p.
Right.
It's hard to say. I mean, it's still upgrading. You know, it still looks really beautiful when you downgrade it to 1080p, but I don't know.
And
I don't think it's gonna be like that major yet.
and isn't it lower for Twitch too, Linda?
Which is
believe it
depending on if you're a
is.
partner. If you're a partner, you get an upgrade.
Oh, okay.
See me, I'm kind of 50-50 on this as well. Like I think as technology increases, gaming stuff like that is gonna get better and better. I mean now, almost every console that's coming out now or PC is eligible for that 4K gaming. So I think eventually it's gonna keep progressing. But I think this year is just the start of it, and as we keep going further and further, it's gonna get more and more into those K wars. That's what I personally think. All right, Phil, let's go ahead and go to our last topic before our shout outs, and then we're going to hear from our sponsors. So, Phil, hey, Action Pro Man is back. Sorry that I left the room, had to run. Hey, it's no problem, Action Pro Man. I do want to
Hey!
apologize for that. Literally, Spirit Wolf did a entire butt removal, so I do apologize for that, my friend. So on behalf of Big Evil Gaming, we do apologize, my man. But thanks for coming back. We do appreciate that. So
That was actually my fault. I'll even.
if you could bring back a game that has been dead and make it for a modern generation, what would it be and why? And we're going to start off with Linda.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
I do apologize with that. So if you could take a game that has more or less been dead and buried and bring it back as like a remaster, remake, whatever, for the modern generation, what would it be and why?
Ooh. I would have to say Star Troopers.
Okay.
It's not a game. Yeah, it's not a game or series that was talked about very much, and it was right along with Power Rangers and everything like that, Beetleborgs and stuff. But it didn't get the recognition and notoriety that it deserved. Another one is Pirates of Dark Waters needs to come back and needs to be remastered and given a new light and spin. So I would say those two franchises slash games deserve, recognition because they were different in the sense of like it was trying to be like all the others, but threw in a twist to it. So I like the fact that those two TV shows were great and made you think about something that you didn't think about, and they were action. For me, I like that. I will say they need to have those brought back to life.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely would love to play it. I've never played it, but from what you're telling me, it looks absolutely amazing. How about you, Beb? What game would you like to bring back from the old times that was, forgotten and laid away that you would like to bring back as a remake or remaster for today? Just name one. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna give her a little bit. So, how about you, Phil? What would you do?
Oh, me? Honestly, I would do Alter Beast.
Great
hear me out.
choice.
Now, hear me out with my Alter Beast. I actually thought about this too. So hear me out. Now in Alter Beast, you get 3 orbs. You get you get the 3 orbs. The one to beef you up, and then you turn to the beast. Now, with that being said, you turn your orbs into like some sort of power meter. You make the power meter like based on like whatever level you are, like based on your beefiness, and then your beast meter, which will be like your ultimate meter. So you'll always stay your beast. You'll stay the beast once you collect all 3 orbs. You'll always stay your form based on whatever orb you collect. You'll stay that form, but when you get it, you have a power meter based on which state that you're in. Y'all follow me?
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
So, like, when you're puny, you got your default meter. Your puny form does something decent, and then you beef up your power meter from that, do something decent, and then when you real big, your shit do something powerful, and then when you're a beast, you do like some old off the wall, like rip the whole area type shit. It wouldn't be like a side scroller. It would be more like 3D. It'd be like, a little bit of it wouldn't be too much because they didn't have too much story behind the Ultra Beast. But I would give you enough story to kind of like keep you going along with like the fight. It'd be kind of like the new modern Splatterhouse that came out, but it wouldn't be so quick and cheesy.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. No,
I'm just thinking of it in like that sense, man. That would be. Oh, I would pay money for that.
Yeah. I've thought about that for a very long time. So that would be the game that I would definitely bring in. I will rise that back from the grave.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Action Pro Man would like to bring back Atari games, revamp them, plus revamp the system itself, like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Pitfall, E.T., Galaga. Great choices. Great choices there.
Yeah, E.T. do need a second chance. E.T. need a second chance.
It really does. Yes, it really does.
It'd be cool to see E.T. actually be like how it was in the movie.
Yeah,
Graphics
it will be.
we have now.
It sold millions. It was a blockbuster hit. Why you can't recreate something like that on like a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and make it just as fucking beautiful?
Exactly. And it's surprising that they never did, or even for like the PS2.
Exactly.
Because everybody hated on it so bad that they just like, nah, I'm good.
They buried it in the desert. I mean,
Yeah.
Fucking,
Literally.
yeah,
Literally.
crazy. Fucking landfill. That's crazy. Most of the landfill consists of ET cartridges.
yeah. Man,
Really weird to see.
You can recreate that. What was the little boy name? Elliot. His name was Elliot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Recreate that. Make it the best thing ever. Recreate
so cool.
the movie and then recreate the game. Enough said. Like Stan Lee.
Hey, rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Rest in peace.
Man.
Phil is taking a stand here, man. He's getting that soapbox and everything. We got a situation here, folks.
And it's Phil Twerpin's mind. Like, man, just what I be thinking.
That's what you're saying, Mrs. Evil? Megamania? Megamania for Atari is what she would like to bring back.
Oh shit.
Is that? Yep, that was the game that her late father used to play all the time. So.
Ah. So she was talking about Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, Charles. What about you? If you're still there, sir.
I think he went to get dinner.
Did he? Yeah, he did.
I'm still here.
All right, sir. What game would you like to bring back that has been forgotten?
Everybody sit down and get ready to be blown. I would love them to dig it up, take the diarrhea dump off of it, because I think it's an actual great game. Kid Nicky. Yes.
Kid Nicky?
Kid Nicky.
Why does that sound familiar?
I was about.
Kid Nicky is kind of like the Karate Kid NES. Basically, you're running around beating up enemies, by way of kick or by punch.
Like Dragon Ball Z. Looks like.
Yeah, kind of like Dragon Ball.
So like just picture all the Dragon Ball Z characters have the same color palette and the same style. And
Yeah.
it literally it's not like the Dragon Ball Z where they like Power 9000 like it, but it's just like he's just running around with a sword and he's just like flicking it and just looks like a whipping motion kind of thing. Kind of like
Oh,
Zelda,
okay.
where
No,
he
it's
like
not.
he whips his sword back and forth. Like you see like a swiping
okay.
motion. Literally just running like a is it Ninja Gaiden? Like Ninja Gaiden, where he's running and kind of like it's Dragon Ball Z meets Ninja Gaiden with a little bit of like the swiping motion from Zelda.
Oh, okay. So it's left to right.
Yeah, it's literally left to right, Ninja Gaiden, and then sword motions like Zelda. A little bit like it's kind of like a Sparrow Lily, and he's just running around, jumping and trying to kick and punch everybody.
So it's a mixture of Ninja
Here.
Gaiden and Zelda 2, basically.
More
Here,
like Dragon Ball
I
Z
got
though,
the
like
full
if you
name
look
of
at
the
the
game.
graphics.
Okay, guys.
need-
The full name of the game is called Kid Nicky or Radical.
Yeah, that's the name.
Radical Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
That one.
I,
Another
I mean,
great one I
because
would
that
love
sounds-
to see them
sounds
work
like
on, Phil. Maybe you've heard of this one, Kid Icarus.
Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Those are two very awesome games. Don't get a lot of love in the NES collection. And I don't understand why give those two games more love.
I would say this. What happened was they created the Kid Icarus game. I think it was came from ADS or something where he ran around side school or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Now I gotta remember what mine was because I totally lost it.
It's
Dr.
a
That
Kid
blew your
Icarus game.
mind, Biggie.
The Kid Icarus game came and it was on the 3DS, the DS or something like that. Shoot, and he was running around. He came. It was the same pit that they use on Smash.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Hey, Big Family Gaming, what's going on, buddy? So, okay, I got my game back. So the game that I would bring back, there would have to be stipulations to this. They would have to completely redo it, make it kind of like maybe like a Graveyard Keeper style game. Highlight,
Yeah, the Kid Icarus game.
or even like a Dungeons and Dragons game, make it 3D. I would say highlight, bring highlight back, but make it enjoyable.
Yeah, yes, you got a good point right there. Highlight. You can buttons and everything is completely functional. You just don't see him doing what you press the button according to what he's doing. He's doing what
Exactly.
you're doing, but you just don't see it. So it is already know all about it. I know all about it.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly, Phil.
I never be highlight, but I had it, I've played it, and I know exactly what you mean.
I mean,
I
just
know
in the
exactly
state
what
it
you
is
mean.
now, it's just ugh. But if they were to bring it back and give it, the treatment that it deserves, man, it could be a great game.
They can bring it to a quality of like Faxanity, like just give you, man. They can just the buttons and everything, the reaction and everything was there. Well, not the reaction and shit like that. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like the shit was wonky as a bitch.
It
I'm
was.
not even gonna lie about it. Shit was wonky, but it was there. It was there. The formula was there. They just didn't execute it correctly. That's all they need to do is just redo it.
Yeah, I mean, another one that I would love to see back, and I'm surprised that it never did get a sequel, Does anybody remember the PS2 game Black?
Yeah, it's a great game.
Well, why
Of
didn't they
course,
make
man,
another
guns
one of that?
galore.
Like, I was so shocked.
Fucking guns galore.
I was so shocked that they never made another one after the first one. They just forgot about it.
Most games don't get forgotten about. What happens is two things. Either the publisher and the developer don't agree on the next title, where they want the direction to go, or they get funding for a bigger game. So the developer might be doing something, and then they're like, we're going to have to put this to the back burner because the publisher gave us money for a bigger game, and we need to keep our stuff going. Like, we can't just keep making the game, because it's like a fine line of make the games you want and make the games that make the money. So it's like you want to keep everything going, but you want to make sure that everything is good to go when you're ready to make a next game. And it could be already halfway made or something like that, like just like how we were talking about the other games.
Yeah.
There's a great documentary about on No Clip did a documentary where they talked to the game genres that were made from Arcania, and it was just literally like talked about Dishonored, and then talked about all these games that were modified and changed, and so many prototypes. It got scrapped because they had to make another game because they were paid by somebody to do something bigger. So it's put everything to the back burner for that reason. So you never know. We might have had a Black 2 sequel.
But it just never got the
Just
trigger
never
pulled on
happened
it.
for many reasons, and they probably will never tell you why, because of legal reasons why they sign NDAs all the time. So it's like, even if you were to probably ask them or tweet them, they're probably like, oh, we can't really talk about it, or they'll just ignore you.
Right.
And that's because either they're making it, or it's in development and it's just taking so long, or they just scrapped it, and there's many different reasons why. You never know. It could have been something simple as, oh, we couldn't get the actors to come back, so we can't make the one that we want to make, or it wasn't working out with the timeline, and it happened to be that way.
Which
Ooh,
really
this is so
sucks,
weird.
but
It does suck. It's really weird how games are made and not made for many reasons. Corporate could be one. So much stuff that we wish they could just be like, I'm just gonna make it, but he's always the reason most of the time. Well, I will say that I do hate the fact that money is the root of all the games that get made. If we could just like, I know we can't all kickstart everything, so it's just like, how are we gonna make everything work? How are we gonna make all this stuff the way it should be? If it doesn't work, it's like, well, we can't put money into every single game that we like because we have no money. So it's hard to say. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like, if you could kickstart every game, would you just do it just to your favorite games out there, or wonder who has the
if
license
we could
now?
kickstart a game, basically, what game would we kickstart? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, like, if we had all the money in the world to like make our own development team, like, would we just like buy the rights to every game we want made?
Oh God, I
Would
already
you
have a
do
game. I
that?
already have a game
I
right
would.
there that I would do. I would, in a heartbeat.
I would.
No, it's upstairs.
But
Yeah.
the rights of the games that I would want to buy, it's only a handful of games
Yeah,
that I
I
would
would.
want to get.
Yeah.
Only a
Yeah.
handful.
I feel like that would be ultimate thing if we all like a pitch in kind of thing where we like pitched in. If say like a developer said, well, hey, if you really want this game made, it's not like Kickstarter where you have to put in a ton of money, just like you put in $1 each, and you just keep like spreading the word, and
Yeah.
everybody puts $1 in, and to go. Like, that would
Action
be.
Pro, man. You've never played Black, man. Man, you are missing out. That is a great game.
Oh,
Oh my
Big
goodness.
Family Gaming's never played it either.
Oh, you guys definitely. If you ever get the chance, man, pick it up. You guys will not be disappointed.
You know why?
I've never.
Why is because a lot of people haven't played it because it was a game that went under a lot of people's radar because it looked like a lot of other games that were being out at this
Yeah,
time.
it was called a Call of Duty clone, but it really
Yeah,
wasn't.
literally. So that's what I'm saying. Like, isn't that sad? everything gets called a clone of something else because mass media likes it.
Well, if I could go ahead, I'm gonna break my own rule here a little bit. But another game that I would love to see risen back up from the grave, because there hasn't been a game in God knows how long. Y'all remember Midnight Club?
Yeah.
Dude, they haven't
Or
made a
Midnight
game in
Club.
so long. I would love to see another one. Maybe with the PS5. That would be awesome.
Well,
see.
Can I give an honorable mention?
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
go ahead, Phil.
Oh man, do you know about Kill Switch? Kill Switch on
Yes!
Nice game.
Yes.
Oh,
It's a
so
great game.
y'all know about Kill Switch?
Yes.
Oh man, y'all know Kill Switch was the first game that provided the blind fire on any gun game. Period.
That I did not
Yeah.
know.
It was the first.
So
it was
cool.
the first game that was like the biggest thing. It was like the one man army. Everybody came through, and then you had to provide the blind fire to kill all. To do the whole crowd control thing.
Wow,
Because it was just you against everybody else.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna throw a honorable, here's one I would love to see. 5. And it only got 2 games. There's 2. A Def Jam series.
Oh man, the Def Jam. They're supposed to be making another one.
You know, I
But
never
instead of
played
it
Icon.
being Def Jam, fighting for New York and stuff like that, why don't they just take it around the?
You know, in the times that we in now, a lot of those rappers and stars gonna want more money for that shit too.
Exactly.
Especially
Yeah, but it'd still be
now
a
in the
very
times
good
that we're
game,
in
don't
now.
you think, Phil?
Huh?
I said I know that they'd want more money, but don't you think they'd also produce a very good game?
I mean, with the production that they had, with icons, even with icons, I've never played icons. I only seen icons on like YouTube and stuff like that. But I've seen how good it can be produced, and that shit looks serious, like serious. Have any of y'all played icons before?
I have not. I've seen
Uh,
gameplay of it, but I've never played
yeah,
it.
same.
See, I've only seen it, so I can only just tell you for what I've seen. If I've actually like touched it for myself for like gameplay, it just looks good to me. I don't know what it can actually like be based on what I just see. Like I can't, I never touched it, so I don't know.
With
Don't
that
know.
being said, what game that was really, really shit or really, really crappy you love to see do that would actually turn it from a shitty game great?
So a game that was crap redone to make it great.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's so many choices. What do you
Yeah.
get? What do you guys think?
Oh,
Me personally, one that I know I like seeing people play it. Played here not long ago by Captain Algebra. I think the Incredible Hulk, Sega Genesis, if they would redo that a lot more easier, I think it's crappy, depending on the person.
Okay.
there's a lot of movies that are like that. If they were remade like this generation, might actually do well too.
Yeah.
Well, I know Phil was touching on it with ET, Atari version.
Yeah.
So now, that would be another one. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the original NES Friday the 13th, like we talked about earlier. But
That's
to me,
that's another one that I gotta put under my belt too.
I've gotten close
there's
to
a
beating
lot
it,
of
but I've
games
never
you
beaten
got to
it.
put underneath your belt there, Phil.
Friday the 13th, I gotta put that one under my belt. I used to be scared to death to play that shit growing up.
I think a lot of us were.
Yeah, to be honest with
Like, man, I was of shit.
Me personally, I also
But
think
now I
the
welcome it.
original PlayStation version of Destruction Derby. I know we got the updated, way better version with Wreckfest and Fallout and all that, but we need a game that is just no racing aspect, just straight up crashing, all that. Wreckfest is awesome. I have no gripes about Wreckfest. The racing aspect, the crashing aspect, ragdoll effect, all that awesome stuff. But there has never been actual Demolition Derby based game since Test Drive Eva Destruction PlayStation 2.
Right.
And I'm a fan of Demolition Derby. I am a fan of Truck and Tractor. When
Yeah.
is the developers going to get off their asses and actually give us a game based off of those two types of activities that fans will just be like, holy crap and shit, where did this game come from?
Because it
That's what I
won't
want to know.
benefit their own pocket. And actually, Action Pro Man, you make a great argument there. Is that, you know, a lot of gamers are making their own games because companies don't want to listen. They don't want to make what the people want. They want to make what will give them the most money. I mean, look at GTA 5, man, with GTA Online. We haven't had an update with that forever. But yet, still, it's the most highest profitable game ever because of, you know, microtransactions, stuff like that. California Speed, that would be another great game to go back on, too.
That shit is next to fucking Pokemon.
Exactly, right? It's crazy. But that's why a lot of gamers nowadays are doing their own thing because they want to continue and carry that torch to where other companies have, you know, failed or they just left and forgot about it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let these channels tell you a little bit about themselves, where to go ahead and find them as well. We're going to start off with Linda.
Hey everybody, this is Linda. I do mostly just everything, a little bit of everything. I do anything involved with gaming, podcasts. I do skits, parodies of songs. I do, you know, just game hunting and showing you all the stuff that's cool around where I'm at. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. That's basically it for me.
And she also does live streams on Twitch and YouTube as well.
Linda, the gamer girl. She's here. She's playing
The gamer girl. Linda.
All right, Phil, what about you? Where can people find you? What do you do?
Oh, you already know what I do. It's not too much mystery to my history. I just play hard games. I just try to beat them all. I just try to beat them all, have fun, you know, cool out, kick it, chill with everyone because everyone is me and I am for the people. So, you know, just holler at your boy.
Absolutely, my outlaw brother right there too. And where can they find you at, Phil?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You already know your boy. It's me. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Phil. Motherfucking Twerpin.
Right. Yeah. We do need to play some more Red Dead Redemption Online, though. We definitely got to do that.
You already know.
All right, and then we got...
He's the Will Smith of gaming, everybody.
There's no doubt about that, man. He does. All right, next
Love
we
you,
got
Phil.
one of the greats right there, Phil Twerpin. So next we got SpiritWolfGaming. Where you at, Spirit? Where can they find you at, buddy? What do you do?
I do comedy jokes. I am building up my following count so I can eventually start streaming games. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Voxer. Most importantly, you can always find me hanging here with Big Evil on PS4.
Can't find you on Voxer, you lying. Stop it.
Hey, I ain't lying, fool. You be be quiet.
Hey, he's on Vox.
I am too on Voxer. I've Voxed you a few times. You never answer me back. But most importantly, you know, I am always going to be remembered for this, and I quote, Grandpa's in the house.
Go to bed, Grandpa. You're not supposed to be here. Go to bed, Grandpa.
No, I want to say hi to this one.
Papa Charles, go home. Go take a nap.
Another thing, Linda won't take any credit for. She's an amazing editor of videos.
Absolutely.
And we love Linda to death. We love Phil. We love Big Evil. We don't love me because I'll time you out if you don't mess with me right. Nah,
Okay
just
sometime.
Accidents happen.
but
Accidents happen.
mostly y'all, like I said, Facebook, Voxer, Discord, Twitter. If you want to holler at me, come holler at me. I'll talk your ears off.
And that's why he's Grandpa there, Action Pro Man. So anyway, guys.
You shut up, grandson. You didn't pay my rent, so bite me.
Well, I can't. But anyway, you already know, guys. Locked and Loaded, Big Evil Gaming here. You guys can find me on Twitter. You guys can find me on YouTube. I am on Twitch sometimes. You can find me on Mixer as well. You can also find me with Chris Levi 13 usually. But anyway, guys, we're going to do some shout-outs quick to the retro game community. One of the best gaming communities on YouTube on the planet of that sort. Go ahead and give them a check out. Phil Twerpin, LindaAKATheGamerGirl, Megadan29, T Belly, JLove81. The list goes on and on. Captain Algebra. Be sure to go ahead and check out each and every one of those guys that will lead you to more. Even Solid Nate, my dude, my friend. Be sure to check those guys out. Because what's up, Charles?
Check out Video Game Dust Sleeves. He makes awesome game sleeves.
Yes, be sure to check out Chris Video Game Dust Sleeves. He does make great dust sleeves. He has made
Twerpin, Logan, Spirit.
He will definitely make you a legend.
Absolutely. So definitely go ahead and
I
share
feel
some
like a
love.
legend already, to be honest with
Great quality dust sleeves, and they're pretty adequately priced, so it's not going to bust your wallet. He is a sponsor of the EvilCast as well, so go ahead and give him some love. But anyway, guys, we're going to leave on one last topic, and that is, what is going to be your game of the month? What do you guys do? We're gonna actually take this one from Chris Video Game Dust Sleeves, because I actually like this one as well. So we're going to start off with Linda. What would you say to the people is a game that they need to play for this month?
I would say a game that they definitely need to play, get hyped for the new game is Last of Us. If you're not into Last of Us, you don't like zombies, you can always play, an action narrative. There is Detroit Become Human. That's another game that it's a butterfly effect.
I need to beat that.
So those are two games. I'm gonna start that soon. I'm playing a couple other backlog games, but I can get in that one too.
Great choices, great choices. And my boy Phil Twerpin, what games do these people have to play for this month? What is your choices?
Well, me personally, honestly, for this month, go back to PlayStation 3 and play a little bit of Arkham Asylum. Get your mind jogging.
Great
Since we in this
choice.
quarantine and stuff like that, man, get your mind jogging and keep it occupied. Keep it occupied.
Absolutely, man. That's a great choice. That's a game that I actually need to go back to. Because I have it for the PS4. I have like a couple Batman games for the PS4.
Oh, you got it? Man,
Yeah.
you should play it then.
I
Pop
need
it
to.
in, play.
I definitely need to. Definitely need to. I might do that afterwards. I might do that a little bit.
Arkham City is actually better. If you got Arkham City, pop
I don't
that
have
one in.
Arkham City. That's
Then
one that
do
I am
what's up.
looking for. But
Hold
yeah,
up.
dude, I will definitely do
you
Arkham
have
Asylum.
the, shit. Do you have it on I got both of them on the 3. So if you don't have it, I can send it.
Shit, I need to. Let me go ahead and check Blue Shell, because I think they may have it too, and if they don't, I'll get in touch with you, alright?
All right, gotcha.
All right, bro. All right, we're going to move over to Charles. What is a game that everybody needs to play this month? Tell the people. Let them know.
Well, I'm going to bounce between systems. On the PS3, play some Lego Batman. Just relive your childhood of playing with Legos.
Oh man,
Man.
that is dope.
But for the PS4, I'd have to say the remasters of Resident
All right, the Resident Evils.
Those are my top choices. I would say if you want something chill, play Lego Batman. If you want something that's going to make you crap your pants or get a good jump scare, play the Resident
All right. So for me, guys, the games that you need to play for this month, I'm going to stick with the PS2. You need to play the Resident Evil Outbreak series because those are fantastic games. And I'm going to go a little obscure. Go ahead and play the Fatal Frame trilogy because I just purchased those for the PS3 a couple days ago. So I'm going to be playing those. I'm going to be streaming those eventually here coming up in the next couple days. But anyway, guys, special shout out. Thank you, Phil Twerpin, LindaAKATheGamerGirl, SpiritWolfGaming for joining the EvilCast. Hopefully you guys had a blast.
Oh yeah, for
Always.
sure.
Oh yeah, man. You already know
Hey,
we gotta do this again, most definitely.
Absolutely,
Big
man. I'll definitely
Evil?
hit you up for episode 3.
Big
You already
Evil.
know.
What's up, dude?
Before we go off, I have to do it. Viewer discretion is advised, but how?
If you need to go buy some new headphones, I completely understand. You can put them under the receipt for Spirit Wolf Gaming.
Hey, by the way, everybody, over on my channel, I am having a How Off contest with all the people that were in the celebration video. I need to know, who do you all think gave the best
Hey,
howl?
my old
Was
lady
it
just
Linda?
got 3 mushrooms on Mario 3. She just got the 2 up.
Oh man.
Nice. Like I said, was it Linda? Was it Logan? J-Love? Or was it Megadan9? Cast your votes in the comments below.
Stitch says play
Announce.
Katana Zero. I've actually never played that. I'm gonna have to try this. Anyway, guys, but thank you so much.
Katana Zero on Nintendo Switch.
I don't, Phil.
I got one.
Phil, I need to hook up
My
bad,
dude,
bro.
you got Animal Crossing?
Of course I do.
Bruh, we should totally play that. I don't have Mario Kart 8. I wish I did, but I need to get that. I do need to get that.
But with that being said, Big Evil, good night, man.
All right, you have a good one, Spirit Wolf. Thank you guys for joining so much. I had a great blast. Episode 3.
I'm sorry that I came in at the last moment.
Hey, it's no problem, Phil.
Phil, that's why we love you. You are Motown Philly. You show up whenever you're ready.
Definitely, man. So it's no problem, Phil. But yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. Let you know episode 3. It's gonna be same time, same place, same channel. It's gonna be on Sunday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard. We can go ahead and change it depending on people's schedule, but that's what it's gonna be for EvilCast now on. Episode 3 is gonna be coming to you. More people. We're gonna try to get more people on here. We're gonna see if William will actually be able to go ahead and show up. He did have a problem. He wasn't able to show up this time. We'll go ahead and get him on episode 3. But thank you guys so much for joining. I'm out of here, guys. Big Evil Gaming, locked and loaded. You guys have a great one. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to go ahead and hear from our last sponsor, which is Doomslayer Blood. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining.
Night, everybody.
Hey, Doomslayer.
That's your boy.
You ever keep killing while you're in hell, and you just find out that you don't have what it keeps to keep going anymore? Well, now we have the new energy drink directly from hell to get you in the game. Demon Blood. So you, Doomslayer, as well as everybody else who's ready to go through times, can get what they need to get done and keep on moving and stay ahead of the game. Demon Blood is a sponsor of the EvilCast. Go ahead and hit the link down below in the description to get Demon Blood for 15% off with the code EvilCast.